Today we are gonna travel to France without actually traveling to France. We're gonna have a French day in Hong Kong.
Crêpe.
Today we're gonna do some French inspired makeup and then go check out some of the best French cafes, restaurants,
Salty, so good.
art, bookstores, and shops here in Hong
So
Kong.
you moved here with nothing, no job,
No job, nothing. I had like 10,000 euro on my bank account, that's it.
After 2 months I had nothing because I party a lot.
Show you what books we are selling most.
Then we're gonna finish it all off by cooking some French food at home. Ooh, look at the cheese. I wanna get to know the French community and understand why so many of them choose to live in Hong Kong. Babe, did you know Hong Kong has the largest French community in Asia?
Why?
Exactly why, I'm wondering.
They like the food.
Discover some new small businesses and figure out the answer to a very important question.
Where is the best croissant?
The best croissant?
Although of course everyone applies their makeup differently, today I want to try a look that I see a lot of French celebrities and bloggers do. It's very natural skin and eyeshadow with a pop of color on the lips. After curling your lashes, mix your foundation with your moisturizer and apply it with your fingers. It allows your natural skin to peek through. So if you have any freckles or moles, people can still see them, so it still looks like your skin. And if you do have any things that you want to cover a bit more, you can still later with concealer. So just some under my eyes, around my nose, and on my chin area. Add a light dusting of translucent powder only in the areas that you need it before filling in any sparse areas in your brows and setting them with clear brow gel. It is time for eyeshadow. I'm gonna grab this beige color here and just place it all over my eyelids. And then I'm gonna take this brown color and apply it to the outer corners of my eyes and my crease before blending it out to make it look really soft. Then we're gonna take that same brown on a small angled brush and apply that as eyeliner just on the outer corners of my eyes. Then on the inner corners of your eyes and your brow bone, a touch of the shimmery color. And now we are ready for the cheeks. So I'm just gonna add a touch of bronzer just to give my face a little more definition and a bit of blush. We're gonna use some brown mascara today. Done. Now let's do my hair. Voila. And get dressed before putting on the final touches. All right, and now for the final touch, a pop of color on my lips. And for that, I'd like to introduce you to the Rouge Cocoa Bloom collection by Chanel, who is so kindly sponsoring this video. There's 20 beautiful wearable shades, all in sleek, elegant packaging. I especially love the crystal-like lid where you can see the color popping through. You'll first notice that it's really smooth and pigmented, and then you'll notice the shine and the plumping effect that it gives your lips without any burning or cooling sensation. They just feel really hydrated. I like to put it on and then sort of blend it out with my finger and then just blot a little bit more on in the center. The color I have on right now is number 118 Radiant, and it's sort of a mauvey sandalwood color, and it's one of my favorites for the daytime. I'll be sharing more of my favorite colors throughout this video, and I'll leave the link below to Chanel's website so you can go and check out all the shades and find the color that best reflects you. All right, so now that we are, is the beret too much?
I got into my Uber and the craziest thing happened.
Like French music? Yeah. Yeah. Can you speak French? No. C'est la vie. Oh, okay. Our first stop is for Petit Déjeuner, and I'm taking you to a very famous French cafe called Café de Coral. Okay, so they don't have really traditional French food. Sort of a local twist on French food. Actually, there's barely any French food. There's French toast though, so we're gonna order that.
French toast comes from the French dish pain perdu, which translates to lost bread, since people originally made French toast from stale bread that would have otherwise been thrown away. Usually it's done with crusty French bread dipped in eggs and sometimes milk before being pan fried. The version here is pretty different.
May I present to you Hong Kong's French toast. Hong Kong does it with fresh bread, and then it's stuffed with peanut butter on the inside. It's very solid, dunked in egg and shallow fried. And then on top of it, people usually put butter and condensed milk. This time they gave us butter, and I believe this is corn syrup. Either way, not maple syrup, which is kind of sacrilege as a Canadian.
They also have black sesame French toast at Café de Coral, and I've also seen it with custard, cheese, and even beef satay. Basically, it doesn't matter if it's sweet or salty. Hong Kong really likes its French toast filled with something. After breakfast, I walked over to Soho area to meet up with a French artist.
Hi, I'm Elsa.
Elsa has lived in Hong Kong for 13 years and during that time has built up an extensive portfolio working on many of the major hotels, restaurants, businesses, and homes. Recently, she ventured into street art in hopes to make a positive impact on the people who see it.
When I started, I didn't know if people living around will be happy to have street art. Maybe people might be like, oh, who's this foreigner doing stuff on our city? And then actually, all kind of people passing by, they were all stopping here. So I remember like painting on that wall and looking back and seeing like 20, 30 people like watching me and all with a smile. Really realized that I wanted to use my talent to give back and to spread happiness in the city. Grew up in Nîmes and moved to Paris when I was 18. Studied art in Paris. Had a friend that came to Hong Kong with my brother at the time, and I was like, okay, why not? So I broke up with my boyfriend at the time, which we've been together for 8 years, and I came to Hong Kong. It was kind of an escape, but yeah, it's a happy one.
So instead of cutting your hair, you moved to Hong Kong.
Yeah. So we are going to arrive to Givray in order to bring attention to the building and to the coffee shop. They asked me to design these walls. I'm a runner. I love action. I love challenges. You can tell by all the splashes of color and everything. That's my energy that going through the wall. So that one is a bit dirty now. You have to step back. I was working on the bamboo scaffolding, and that was very complicated because there were like this blue cover, which I couldn't see what I was drawing. So I was like, okay, that's going to be challenging.
It must be really exciting in that sense that you're not always doing the same thing in the studio on a canvas.
If you ask me to do something on a small canvas, you're killing me. I love when it's big and complicated. I love to have fears. I love to, because I never feel like confident and comfortable to do a new artwork. The first day you're like, ooh, this is exciting, but I don't know if it's going to be a good one or not. And yeah, that's part of my job that I really love.
With nothing, no job,
no job, nothing. I had like 10,000 euro on my bank account, that's it. After 2 months I had nothing because I party a lot.
How did you get your first job?
I knew nobody here, like it was really, really hard. You party with someone and you ask if someone knows like a designer, and then I've been contacting a first designer, he was French. And then he gave me the contact of my first boss. I worked for 3 years in a local company. Then after I set up my company, a first company with a business partner for another 3 years. And then after I opened my own studio. It's a fridge where people, they're just like dropping their book and then pick up books and then you leave all the books.
A library fridge.
Funny.
Bibliothèque.
Bibliothèque, exactly. Exactement.
That's one of my favorite French words. If there's other people that say want to come to Hong Kong, what advice would you give them before coming? Is there anything you wish you would have done differently?
Honestly, no.
No?
I feel like Hong Kong is an amazing city that has so many things to offer.
Yes.
I think you have to be fearless. Whatever you're doing, just go. If you really feel like that's what you want to do, just do it. During the process, you never know how it's going to work and you cannot control everything. So
yeah, we've learned that more than ever these past couple of years.
This is a quote from Padre Pio. And I felt like it was the perfect one for the the stairs. Be content to progress in slow steps until you have legs to run and wings with which to fly.
Oh, beautiful. Excited for this meal. The way I found this place was I Google searched French restaurants in Hong Kong. I just looked at the images that came up on Google and judged from those, and I saw their French onion soup and it looks glorious. That reeled me in. We're here. I am ready for the soup, and yeah, I don't know. I'm ready for the soup. We'll just end it there. Salty, the beef broth is a little bit sweet. The onions are like caramelized and a little bit sweet. Cheese is salty. Oh, incredible. This is so good. Notice people eat mussels a very specific way. I don't think this is necessarily a French thing, but so you open up the first one and then you're gonna use this as little tongs. Tastes like France. Oh, you can soak that bread in it too. Yeah, this is gonna be so good. So full of juice.
After a 5-minute walk, we reached Tai Kung, which is a former police station turned cultural and shopping destination. Inside you can find Café Claudel. It's inspired by Parisian cafes in the 30s, complete with a quintessential terrace facing out to the street.
None of the restaurants have any people, but only that one. Probably because it's raining today, but yeah, we're still out here. Let's go! These people are not gonna watch themselves. Bonjour. One cappuccino and one apple juice.
Apple juice, sure.
Thank you. I caved. I couldn't speak. Oh, this cup is the same cups they have in Paris. Café Richard.
Stop is a French bookstore.
Normal temperature.
Oh, I love the smell in here.
Parenthèses is the first and only French bookstore in Hong Kong. They've been around for 30 years now and offer books about everything from cooking to travel, art, fiction and non-fiction novels, magazines, kids books and textbooks.
My name is Madeline. I've been in Hong Kong now for more than 40 years. And when I first came here in Hong Kong, it was very difficult to find books in French. So opening a bookshop with French books was for me too, because I wanted to be able to read whatever I wanted, but it was also to share with all the French community here. I should show you what books we are selling most, but it depends of the moment also. Because Joseph Kessel was a journalist, but also a traveler. Came in the 50s by boat, and you see the whole of Hong Kong, and then a story, some story about the city. But it always have been one of the most beautiful views, either from the peak or from the sea, and this hasn't changed at all.
Yeah.
Things are changing, but not the love people have for Hong Kong, I guess.
Yeah.
Hong Kong has a lot to offer.
It does. Why do you think so many French people fall in love with this city and decide to live here and raise kids?
To work, first it's not difficult to do business here and to do any kind of business actually. And people are friendly, very efficient, hardworking, and you can find all the different cuisine of the world. The French can live the French way but in a very international city, because you have all the shops. If you want to live like in Paris, you have the food, you have the clothes, French festival, and there is a French school, a good one. I think it's easy. Hong Kong people, they are very curious about food, so they try new things.
Yes.
So it's a good place.
Yes, it is.
At the moment, the book I will read is this one. She's a French woman writer, and she's always very in, and this is her new book just arrived. So this is the next one on my list. Also very much is this young Swiss, Korean, French writer. So she writes books and stories. She's a mixed, and her story are mixed. When you read, you have to read many different things, different style, different things.
Different countries, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's why I'm so interested to explore the French community, just to see a different side. I feel like I've been able to travel a bit just by talking to people.
Soon we will travel for real again, for sure.
I left Parenthèses feeling inspired to start a year of reading the world. So I ordered English versions of books from some of the authors that Madeline recommended to diversify my bookshelf and hopefully in turn my mind. But while I wait for those books to arrive, I could diversify my palette. So for that, and for some of the ingredients I needed for tonight's recipe, I went to a little shop in Shangwan.
Are you Charlie?
The Monsieur CHATTÉ Gourmet Shop was opened in 2008 after the family moved from Bordeaux to Hong Kong in 1989 to sell French wines.
At that time, there were no really French delicacy shop. We are the first one to launch this type of shop in Hong Kong. So we go to the farm in France and we source and select to the different farmers all our products. We are very famous for our salad bar, but also our homemade foie gras. Actually, our recipe is like Chanel number 5. We keep it in a special room. Only the family members got access to this recipe. This is the reblochon I wanted to talk to you about. Very, very, very creamy. Here we have some soup. They go with a small boat in southwest of France, fishing line, you know, respect of nature, so not like massive fishing. And then they really do like very nice, nice soup. You can come inside if you want, yes. Bon appétit.
Thank you. The taste of the cheese is totally different than I've ever experienced. It's salty, but it's very
Intense, yes. You
Yeah.
really feel the farm. Yes. You know, the straws, like you can close your eyes and you already see the green, the grass, the smell of the cat.
Why did you choose to stay in Hong Kong rather than move back to France?
Like it's our roots, so actually if we leave, then we leave all this behind so far. So we don't want to. This is, you know, like family business. We have also some kids. I have 3 kids. I hope maybe one day some of the kids, they take over and they're actually kind of excited about that. This is our city as well. We're French, but we feel Hong Kongese as well.
Do my French baguette shot. I wasn't sure if it's too cliche, but then I saw a lot of French bloggers are wearing them again. They're kind of back in style.
Yes.
So it's okay if I put one on?
Of course.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay. Kept it hidden this whole day. It's here.
Yes. I'm excited. Perfect.
I've got my beret on correct, my baguette, bottles of wine, and my cheese, and I think it doesn't get any more French than this. I'm so happy.
Our next destination is Wan Chai's La Crêperie to eat some authentic crepes from Brittany, France.
And that's really where the crepes were
seaside.
born.
Oh, they originated
Yes.
from Brittany?
Exactly.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I met my wife in Australia. She's from Hong Kong. So that's why I came.
Those Hong Kong people, they'll make you fall in love and stay here forever.
whole process of making it, I know because I did it with him.
Oh.
It's traditional to drink it from out of the bowl.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why is that?
He has to do from a long time ago. Glass was really expensive, and as a cider was more like for people to drink. So we'll just make it out of a bowl, drink it. As a tradition, it just stays on, like on everybody still drink it out of the bowl.
Oh. How do you say cheers in
Yamat.
In Brittany?
Yes, in Brittany.
Yamat?
Yes.
That's very apple-y. Outside, like the galette is so thin, light and airy, and then you've got the cream, yolk, and the smoked salmon, which is very rich. It just complements each other so well. It's salty, so good.
Our final stop of the day is a French florist. LPV is part shop and part prestigious flower school originating from Angers, France. This shop has two main styles, a single layer group bouquet, so you can see everything is flat and each type of flower is arranged in its own section, or they have an open multi-layer bouquet, which is what I went for. The first step was to choose my favorite color.
I really love dark blue and white.
I told them I want something wild and raw looking with a lot of green, and they started making it for me.
What's the main difference between a French bouquet versus any other bouquet?
Not so much big difference, but the tiny style, maybe the color arrangement and maybe the expression. My French teachers, they like deep purple. It represents the romance and passion.
After my flowers were ready, they went for a photo shoot.
Look at her glow. Baby's a model. Got it from her mama.
And then I pranced through the doors, eager to take my beautiful arrangement home and start making dinner.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks perfect.
The baguette. It's not hard, it's soft.
I am ready to make my gratin. Charlene mentioned the French way of cooking is to first have an appetizer.
Enjoying a bit of saucisson, a glass of wine, and then you're ready to start cooking.
I went for this one. It's one of Charlene's recommendations. It's from a small family-run vineyard in the north part of Burgundy.
They are mommy and the daughter now. The other daughter is also studying and she will take over with her sister. And they're doing amazing, amazing wine.
Ooh, really good. So, good wine.
Doesn't need to cost a fortune. I'm going to be following Charlene's recipe for this.
First, you put some, for me I'm from Brittany, so I would put butter. Some people would put olive oil, it's up to you. And then you put a little bit of garlic, if you like garlic. It's very nice, fresh garlic.
This is kind of like those videos where people try to cook something when they're just listening to instructions. They can't see someone doing it. I'm not sure if this is correct.
Then you can layer one layer of potatoes and then a bit of salt. I wouldn't advise you to salt, but pepper at a later stage. The cheese, all the cheese in a thin layer. Then potato, cheese at the end, the cream. And then on top, you can put a layer of potato, so you will have really the gratin style. And I would advise to grate the emmental, for example. Then it will really grilled and get like a
bubbly.
grilled, yes, a nice yellowish color.
Wow,
and then, yes,
sounds
so
good.
30 minutes and 180 to 200 degrees for like quite hot.
We also have a very needy puppy. Yeah. It just needs focus. Yeah, it just needs focus. While that's baking, I'm gonna mix up a really basic French vinaigrette for a salad. Charlene told me that it's good to pair something very heavy and creamy with something vinegary to sort of cut that heaviness and refresh your palate. So we're gonna have a side salad. We're also gonna have some grilled chicken. All right, and I'm just gonna leave it here to rest for about 10 minutes. This is how you keep your chicken extra juicy. Everything is just about ready. I had a quick change of lipstick. I'm now wearing 144 Unexpected, which is a really deep, almost plum red. And I'm ready to enjoy my dinner.
Yum yum yum. Well cooked pig.
I got to learn a lot about the French community in Hong Kong. I learned that most of them come here on a work contract and then they end up loving it and finding something that's missing and then filling that hole.
So after they need some French food, so the restaurant comes, so it's just like everybody starts to come and
I see. With a shop or a food or a restaurant or whatever it is, and then they end up building their life here. They have friends, they have their business, they start having a family, they raise their kids here and then their kids stay here. Yeah, just very similar to how I feel.
Heard of this one.
Really, really, really good.
And there is plum cuts. It's a French guy with his wife, and it's a really small like bakery shop, and they have really nice cannelé and croissant from France.
I go to Bouchon because it's near.
I like the bakehouse, personally, yes.
I like the team at Bouillon.
Bouchon, two French guys owning the restaurant. Delicious, traditional terroir French food.
Monsieur CHATTÉ is like a place where you can eat, have your salad, very healthy food. You can buy your cheese, you can buy your wine for the dinner.
Scarlet, they have a nice bistro. Their tartare is pretty
I do have some new places to try, and I hope you do too if you live here in Hong Kong or the next time you visit. I really enjoy looking at Hong Kong through a different lens and discovering people, places, and things I otherwise wouldn't have. It was just great learning about new products and where they come from and how the farmers produce them and just talk to human beings. Oh, I have a food coma now, so I'm gonna go. I might watch a French film tonight to end off the night, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Comment below which country or culture I should try next, because there are a lot of authentic foods and products from all over the world here, because there's tons of people from all over the world here in Hong Kong, so it's just such a great place to explore and do this type of thing. I feel like we're on to something. All right, talk to you guys soon. Au revoir.